After several hours of being out, I am home, able to just breathe and relax and just to unwind a little bit. Today was a long day. I went to a leadership summit and then I ended the day by completing the last day of my preaching class. It's called Preaching Under Construction, which is unbelievable in itself that I never imagined that I would be in a preaching class. It's really beyond belief in a way. As a matter of fact, today I was telling a friend, that my life is not my own. I've come to accept that the life that I've been given doesn't belong to me. It belongs to God. And as I am celebrating my birthday today, yes, today is my birthday. I am 39 years old. And it was like God was sending a very clear message. My pastor registered several of the leaders in the church for the annual or national global leadership summit, and apparently him and one of the other elders felt that I would be a good person to join them. So here I am at this leadership summit as a result of them deciding to register me. And then, of course, for the summer, even though I graduated from seminary with my first degree, the professor who I took a class with decided, oh, maybe you should attend this class as well, preaching under construction. I'm like, not a preacher. Don't think that God has called me to do that. And as a matter of fact, not really wanted to accept or even willing to accept the call or to say, yes, I'm going to preach. And I mean, I've spoken in front of people before, and I do believe that I can and see myself more as a teacher, but hadn't resolved, hadn't reconciled, or accepted the call that, yes, I am being called to preach. So today I found it very interesting that on my birthday, my 39th year of life, I find myself in a leadership conference or leadership summit with other leaders who are instrumental in running or making sure that their churches operate with a level of excellence, and of course creating a space where people are able to come in and get the healing that they need and come in and connect with Christ and just build a relationship with Christ. And then shortly after that, I ended my day in this preaching class, and I'm like, okay, God, so clearly you have painted a picture, because I'm all about pictures and snapshots. And today, there was no doubt in my mind that God painted a portrait of what it is or where it is or how it is that he sees me. And it's clear that he sees me as a leader, and he sees me as a preacher, teacher, or someone who is called to proclaim the gospel. And I'm like, okay, at this point on the journey, I have to surrender, take ownership of who I am and who God has called me to be. Now, as I take ownership of that, as I'm able to see this portrait, this picture that is clear, then it would also mean then that my equal would have to be someone who is able to stretch or cultivate me into that position, or even beyond that. He would have to be someone who is my equal, or someone who is greater in skill sets, I would think, or someone who would complement my skill set, because as the wife, I am this person's helpmate. So clearly this person would have to be who I am, or who I am becoming, or someone a lot more established or more grounded in being a leader, being a preacher, teacher, pastor, shepherd. And interestingly enough, I was sharing with someone that every day, Monday through Friday, most days when I'm in my office, I take the train because I'm all about living a chauffeured life. That's right. Public transportation. Yeah, I'm chauffeured every day. I take the train and I get off on Shepherd Avenue. For the past 2 years, God has placed me on Shepherd Avenue, not by coincidence, but clearly by divine appointment. It's almost like God is saying, once again, let me take a picture for you in big block letters, Shepherd. Shepherd. And I'm like, okay, God, yes, I'm on Shepherd Avenue. Don't know if I want to be a shepherd, but okay. So I am at this 39th year of my life, surrendering, or as my professor would say, answering the call. And I'm like, Lord, I understand my life is not my own. It's clear that you have painted this picture, this portrait of who I am. So I'm stepping into the calling as a leader, as a preacher, as a teacher, as a shepherd, as a child of God who is willing to say, Lord, use me, send me, and Lord, prepare me for the journey and prepare me for my partner, that person who is also going to be the shepherd, who's going to be the teacher, who's going to be the preacher, who's going to be the leader. So I am completely surrendered, and I'm really thankful for 39 years of life. 39 years that I know that I didn't get here by myself. I've had some very awesome people who I call the village. My great-grandmother, who I affectionately loved. She's passed on. My grandmothers, I still have one grandmother. My father's mother has transitioned as well. My great aunts, these are my mother's aunts. My aunts, my stepmother, other friends, family members, church mothers, church sisters, just everyone, the entire village that came together to raise me, to love me, to cultivate me, to push me, and just to allow me to be myself, and accepted me no matter how it looked, how I sounded, what I did, just accepted and loved me. So I'm super grateful for the village, and just super grateful for the opportunity to be in preparation for my future, for my destiny, for my partner, and I'm just so thankful to be alive.